Hey everyone, it's the Miserable Movie Man back once again with another video. So Daredevil Season 2 Episode 1 has dropped and I watched it last night actually. It's got a lot of good reviews. I wanted to give my quick take on the topic. As you know, I did the review of Daredevil Born Again Season 1. I'll put a link to that in the description so you can check that out. And if you watch that video, you know, I wasn't a huge fan of Born Again Season 1. I thought it was okay, but I mean, I still think the original shows were better when, you know, he's fighting the hand and the stick is around, etc. So, Born Again Season 2 Episode 1 picks up from where Season 1 left off. Kingpin has become mayor. He survived the assassination attempt from Bullseye, and apparently the vigilante sort of act is in full force with all the corrupt cops trying to take folks down. So Matt is on the run. Karen is also on the run. That kind of end scene of Season 1 where everyone's standing in the bar saying, you know, to Daredevil, what's next? Just kind of cuts to, you know, what they're kind of doing at the moment. And it's a nice opening scene. Daredevil, infiltrates a tanker. And while he's on the tanker, he takes people out and they sink the tanker. Some okay fighting. I did think that, you know, there's been a little shift. I mean, they tried to capture like a Batman Begins feel in that fighting, but I don't think they did as good a job. And the camera work wasn't as good as I kind of wanted it to be for some of the fighting. But, you know, now Matt is screaming a lot whenever he's hitting people or punching people or breaking bones. And you know, they're trying to go for the visuals of the bone breaking, similar to Season 1. I don't even think that's necessary. I mean, are we trying to make Daredevil a really sort of gritty, hardcore hero? If we are, fair enough, but it just seems a little bit out of place to me. So, if you look actually later in the episode where he's fighting in the apartment as well, there's a bit where he steps on somebody and he makes this kind of primal grunting scream. It just feels a bit forced and silly to me. So, not a huge fan of that. And, you know, if I want to watch Daredevil fight, I want to see him fight. I want to see exactly what the moves look like. I want to see wide shots. I want to see the skill. A couple of shots had that in this episode, but it really doesn't compare to the original show. Especially, you know, when Marvel first brought out the original show on Netflix and there's that fight in the hallway. That's incredible. So sadly, I think the fighting hasn't lived up to the previous incarnation. In terms of plot, Daredevil is trying to get Fisk rattled. He's trying to, you know, they keep saying Fisk is rattled. He's going to be crazy. You know, he's going to go after us. You don't really get that from Fisk. He just says, yeah, who's messing around with me? Go find him and kill him. And there's this race to find the two folks from the boat who are on the run. And Fisk finds one and obviously kills him. And the other one is someone that's going to be on the run. And maybe Daredevil finds him as the key to exposing what Fisk is doing. But then there's a video also exposing what Fisk is doing. So who's doing that video? Maybe BB Urick, I don't know. But we'll have to wait and see. Those BB Urick videos are back. Again, I thought they were fairly pointless in this. I don't know what that is there for. Is it there to showcase how New Yorkers feel about Fisk versus how he actually is? I mean, we know that. You can see that from his dealings. You know. And Karen and Matt are back together after Matt kind of broke up with the psychologist, who, by the way, is still seeing Muse everywhere and is the person that is trying to, you know, help Fisk out in some ways by psychologically profiling the people he's trying to put away. So I don't understand why this character's still there. Dr. Glenn, I think Heather Glenn. Is she going to turn into someone later on? I don't know. But really, this is a character that I don't need in the show. I don't enjoy watching. I don't see to have any point now that Muse is gone, unless she has a break and turns into some crazy killer. I don't know. Let's see what happens there. As with a few of the folks in the show, you know, Deputy Mayor Gandolfini's son. Yeah, what are these folks in there for? But of course you've got the new character Matthew Lillard, who's I guess CIA or working for DeFontaine, who is the person that is helping Fisk in the background. Maybe Fisk is supplying them with weapons. We don't know yet. But, you know, Matthew Lillard's character coming in and kind of being all cool and, you know, all-knowing and trying to pull strings and stuff. Yeah, okay, whatever, meh. I did not enjoy the fact that when the AGs and folks come in to talk to Fisk, he seemed a little bit scared and nervous. There are a few shots actually of Fisk in this episode where he looks a bit shaken and a bit scared, a bit nervous. That's not how I want to see Wilson Fisk. I want to see him in his sort of supreme pomp. I want to see him just, the confidence levels off the chart. So it wasn't great for me. But let's see how Matthew Lillard's character develops. Could be good, could be bad. Early days yet. At least he's watchable. I'll give him that. He's watchable compared to a lot of the other folks. And Karen Page is now training on the Wooden Man, and they did Chisao Sticky Hands, I guess, which was very badly done. I don't know if they were supposed to be top level or what, but it just looked bad, shot badly, wasn't great. But is Karen now going to become a superhero? She was a nobody who became a lawyer. Then after becoming a lawyer, she became a detective, and after becoming a detective, she became an investigative journalist. After becoming an investigative journalist, now she's learning martial arts. Is she going to rise to the fore and become a superhero to help Matt? Who knows? But yeah, still enjoy watching Matt and Karen. Still enjoy watching Wilson Fisk, obviously, and Matthew Lillard. Everyone else is just window dressing for me. Couldn't really care less about them. If Bullseye comes back, that'll be good. If the supporting cast that was shown in the trailer pops in, Jessica Jones or Luke Cage or maybe even Frank, that would be good. But right now, for me, it was a fairly weak first episode. Established a few things, but it wasn't too exciting for me. Pace was pretty slow for me. A lot of scenes were just, scenes of the party in the deputy mayor's flat, or Karen, sort of walking around getting a file. She's getting a file from a grocery store with a wig, intrigue, looking ridiculous and not even doing that subtly. None of this stuff was particularly well done for me. Those scenes all seem either filler or maybe they'll lead to something in the future, but very slow. So, pacing was off. Let's have more scenes with Matt. Let's have more scenes with Karen. Let's have more scenes with Wilson Fisk. Let's have more scenes with Bullseye. These are the people that I think hold the screen. Matthew Lillard maybe as well. Yeah, let's try that. These folks hold my attention when they're on. Everyone else could do without. So I would give this episode maybe a 6 out of 10 for me. Please improve the fighting. Hope the plot starts to go somewhere. And let's see. A lot of praise from many folks. But yeah, I still hold and stick to my opinion that the original Netflix first few seasons were way better than this current version of Daredevil Born Again. But let's see. There you go. That was my review of episode 1 of Daredevil season 2, Born Again. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? Please like, share, and subscribe to help support the channel. And as usual, catch you next time.